If you look at the history, it was your founder, General Ziaur Rahman, former president of Bangladesh, who dropped the word secularism from Bangladesh's constitution in 1977.
Yes, fine. Because that was the philosophy of that party at that time. So secularism is not our goal.
Secularism is not your goal.
No, it's not our goal. I tell you very frankly, our goal is that all the rights to all the religions, to all the faiths we have, rights to all the minority communities here equal. And all of them here is the Hindus, or the Christians, or the Muslims will have equal rights to all.
But it's still not clear why he dropped that word then. Because some would say that that literally is what secularism ensures. It ensures freedom of religion to all.
No, it's a totally wrong interpretation you are making. This secularism word is not at all, it's very congenial for Bangladesh's politics.
Bangladesh heads to the elections on February the 12th. It will be a historic vote, the first since the 2024 overthrow of longtime Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. Her party, the Awami League, has been banned from contesting the polls. And one of the direct beneficiaries is the Bangladesh Nationalist Party, or the BNP, now widely considered to be one of the front runners in these elections. The party has emerged from the political wilderness it was pushed into under Hasina's rule. All the more after their leader, Tarique Rahman, returned from London after 2 decades in exile to a massive welcome. Similar scenes followed days later at the funeral of his mother, former Prime Minister Begum Khaleda Zia, who passed away shortly after his return. Mr. Rahman intends to be an agent of change. Just how he intends to deliver on that, given his and the BNP's patchy record, was the focus of my questioning to his second-in-command, Mirza Fakhrul Alamgir. Mr. Alamgir, thanks so much for talking to Al Jazeera. The millions of Bangladeshis who ousted the Awami League expect this election to bring change, and that includes an end to corruption, an end to dynastic politics, an end to political violence. But if the BNP wins and Mr. Tarique Rahman becomes Prime Minister, how will it bring that kind of change?
Tarique Rahman has already expressed his plans to the nation. You must be remembering that while he returned from London, the first day, thousands of people gathered in the airport and the streets. There he categorically committed to the people that he will bring change, and he has committed that he has a plan, and that plan includes the future of Bangladesh.
Sure, but if one was to look at some of the aspects I raised, for example, there's a demand for a corruption-free politics. But if you look at Tarique Rahman himself, he at one point had 80+ cases against him. Many of those are corruption-related. It was one of the reasons why he had to be away for almost 2 decades. That's not a good look for a politician promising change.
Let me tell you very frankly, who brought the cases. All these cases are brought against him by the last regime, the Hasina's fascist regime. And all these cases were tried, some of these cases were investigated. Not a single allegation was, in fact, proved against Tarique Rahman.
Look at the way the cases were dropped. It's true that many of the cases were dropped.
You were again making a mistake. The main cases which were brought against him, that were investigated, but they didn't find anything. 15 years they have tried to find out some, at least some evidences against him regarding corruption, but they couldn't bring it. So when they didn't find it, you understand that it has been proved that he did not go for any.
But if you look at the manner in which that happened, the government changes in Dhaka within almost 6 months, if I can finish, within 6 months, all the cases go away. That doesn't seem like a legal exoneration. That seems like a political exoneration.
No, that's a different question. In the last 15 years, you must try to understand this, that not only Tarique Rahman, 6 million people face cases against. All of our senior leaders were also in the cases. So Tarique Rahman's cases, they were totally baseless.
Okay,
Nobody could prove nothing. Investigation was done, nothing was done.
Okay, when you say they were baseless, we found at least 2 cases where FBI investigators were brought in by Bangladeshi authorities. They testified to finding evidence that Mr. Rahman received kickbacks for securing government contracts. In one of the cases, the FBI agent told the court that the US government reviewed the request from Bangladesh to ensure it was not politically motivated.
It was totally politically motivated. If FBI...
Not according to the FBI.
Let me tell you something. We are not going to believe that also, because FBI or any other country or any other agencies which are meant for just to verify one person, that is Tarique Rahman, the party will not accept it.
No, I'm simply saying that you can make the accusation that the Awami League government was biased, that they were politically motivated. But how would you make that accusation against the FBI or the US government?
All concocted. It was proved also. It was also proved in a few reports that these cases all were set, and it was all biased.
Sir, it's not just past cases involving your top leadership. As we speak, your grassroots leaders and activists are being accused of extortion, rape and murder. This is a report in the Bangladeshi newspaper Daily Star. There are many more such reports. Essentially, you've replaced the Awami League bad practices at the grassroots level.
No, not at all. These all allegations are politically biased also.
Yes.
These reports are all, in most of the cases, are against those people who were, in fact, got back their lands or the shops which were taken away by the Awami League fascists. So in the grassroots level, in the last 15 years, our people's lands, our people's shops, businesses were all taken away by the Awami Leaguers. So when they got back their shops or the businesses, then there were some allegations that they got it back. So that is a concerted...
You're saying your workers are not involved at all in land grab, extortion?
I'm not denying that. Maybe there are some cases. It happens. When there is a change, it happens in every country, in every nation also.
Okay, if I can just come in. It's not just about repossessing land. Bangladesh media reports that the BNP has taken over the extortion of trade in garment scraps, extortion at transport terminals from the Awami League. 22 million Bangladeshi taka is extorted daily from 53 transport terminals and stands in Dhaka city.
Who has reported it?
This is in the Daily Star. This
I
extortion
don't
from the
believe
Awami
that.
League.
That is also biased. That report is also biased.
The Daily Star is biased,
Maybe
the Bangladeshi press is biased, the FBI is biased.
Of course. Because this is a past
Sir,
case.
Is that a bit credibility
15 years
straining?
have passed. And our leader was in exile. Our people were in jail. I was in jail. I was 11 times I had been to the jail. My leader, Begum Khalida Zia, was also jailed for 2 years and 2 years. So
undeniably, but that doesn't necessarily mean that parties can't also return to old habits, can't return to corrupt practices. One doesn't negate the other.
Because the party has suffered so much. The party has suffered last 15 years, and the new leadership has come. Yes. Tarique Rahman has emerged as a new leader here, and he is already accepted by the people.
Oh, let me ask you about that, because you mentioned that he's emerged as a new leader, because that also raises the concern of political nepotism, that Mr. Rahman has taken over the mantle of the BNP from his mother, late Begum Khalida Zia.
He has not taken over, the party has given it.
The party has given it. But isn't that keeping with Bangladesh's tradition, where two families hold all the power? It is either the Awami League or the BNP.
Let me tell you very frankly, what happens in India, in the Congress, the same thing happens in the subcontinent. I don't understand one thing. If a man is capable of giving leadership to a political party, why should we be allowed to give the party only because of one reason, that he is the son of the leader of a political party? That should not be the thing. Tarique Rahman is quite capable of giving leadership to the party, and the whole party wants that Tarique Rahman should become the chairman of the party.
But it's not as if, no, but hold on, it's not as if to say that there aren't, if I can come in, it's not as if to say, sir, that there aren't other capable leaders. Hold on, if I can finish the question. Yes. If you take the case of someone like yourself, Mr. Rahman has actually been away for almost 2 decades. Someone like you has been here through this time, you have been in the trenches, you have led the party, you have faced the challenges. Why couldn't you become the leader of the BNP?
It's our leader, Tarique Rahman, who instructed us from exile. We are always in touch with him.
But that doesn't answer my question.
No, I'm answering
my question is, why not you?
My leader is Tarique Rahman. I have already accepted him as a leader. He is the most capable man. I am not, in fact, would be able to control the party, organize the party in a manner which Tarique Rahman does.
But sir, isn't that exactly how nepotism works?
No,
and isn't that what the people of Bangladesh want
I'm sorry to say that
a change from?
this delegation is not what you were making is totally biased, and it seems to me that you are deliberately trying to malign Mr. Tarique Rahman and BNP. This is not very fair.
No, I'm not maligning. I'm asking you because I thought the demand of the people is that they want to change,
that change
from family rule.
That change will be in the next election. The people will give their votes for that change.
Let me move on. In his first speech after landing in Dhaka, Mr. Tarique Rahman said Bangladesh belongs to all, to Muslims, Buddhists, Christians and Hindus. But the BNP doesn't have the best record when it comes to safeguarding secularism, does it?
BNP has the best record of safeguarding the interests of the minority people here, the Hindus here, the Christians here. That is the best record. If you go through the history of Bangladesh, you find after every change, there were some problems that was political, not communal. Always the Indian media try to portray it as the communal problem, but this is not communal, this is media, totally political. When a person who belongs to Awami League, say for example, he is beaten by some people, it's not communal, this is political.
You blame the Indian media, but when you and the Jamaat-e-Islami were last in power, this is during the 2001-2006 period, human rights groups like Human Rights Watch said it was a dangerous moment in Bangladesh when the government becomes complicit in religious violence.
I don't think so. I never said read it in anywhere.
You deny the fact that there was communal violence during the time when you were in power, which the government was complicit in?
There was a commission set by the Awami League government at that time when it came. But that commission did not say its report, and it has not come out in the public. That proves that all these allegations which have been brought against BNP about communal violences are all baseless.
So you reject the Human Rights Watch report. I can bring you to the present. The United Nations has done a survey now, and they said that because there's a spike against minorities, a spike of violence against minorities today, and it says BNP and Jamaat-e-Islami supporters are involved in revenge violence on religious and indigenous groups.
No, I don't think this is all bias, baseless. You see yourself, you are moving around. Do you find anywhere there is a communal issue which is creating any problem? If you go to the villages, you go to in Dhaka city, Dhaka Sreenivasan.
Yes.
Let's talk to the Hindu leaders, to the minority leaders, whether they're happy with this situation or not. Let us go to my area where 35% minority is there.
But if you look at
let's find out.
Okay, if you look at the history though, it was your founder, General Ziaur Rahman, former president of Bangladesh, who dropped the word secularism from Bangladesh's constitution in 1977.
Yes, fine. Because that was the philosophy of that party at that time. So secularism is not our goal, I tell you very frankly. Why do you try to impose secularism on a certain party? We believe
secularism is not your goal.
No, it's not our goal. Our goal is that all the rights to all the religions, to all the faiths we have, they should be able to practice their religion, and all their rights will be upheld.
But that is secularism.
Secularism is a big thing. Not only this, secularism there are a lot of other issues also involved with secularism. What we say, our goal is, we have told you, they said rights to all the minority communities here equal. And all of them here is the Hindus, or the Christians, or the Muslims will have equal rights to all.
But it's still not clear why he dropped that word then. Because some would say that literally is what secularism ensures. It ensures freedom of religion to all.
No, it's a totally wrong interpretation you are making, sir. The main thing is that here you understand that we have got 95% Muslim population here. Yes. So this secularism word is not at all, it's very congenial for Bangladesh's politics. So if we can ensure the rights of the other communities here, the other faiths, and there is no problem here. And then we had no problem in the past also.
But when you say there's no problem, you are aware, sir, that in the past year and a half, there has been an alarming spike of violence against minorities. They are justifiably concerned. A Hindu man was burned to death, accused of blasphemy just last month.
One case has been happened. That's also not communal. That was also regarding a property problem.
The Deepu Das case was not property. It was blasphemy. The accusation was blasphemy.
I'm telling you, frankly, this Deepu case was about the promotion in his factory. And if it happened with a Muslim one, would you call it a communal one?
Sir, even the interim government accepts that that was a communal act of violence.
Don't know.
Even the interim government is saying that.
Whether the interim government has accepted it or not, I don't know.
But you don't accept it as communal?
I don't accept it as a communal one. But I accept it as a violation against humanity. But this is against, I condemn it, we have condemned it. We all condemn here these atrocities made to any individual, whether he belongs to a Hindu community or a Muslim community, is an offense. It is an act against humanity.
Mr. Alamgir, let me ask you this. Do you believe that these are free and fair elections, given that the Awami League has been banned? Isn't that deeply undemocratic?
The banning of Awami League is not, that's also not true. The activities of Awami League has been restricted.
Which is effectively banning them from contesting the election.
They haven't banned the election. Now the question is, when a political party or the leader of the political party has killed not less than 2,000 students and the agitators or the people who demonstrated against her, involved themselves with and used the state apparatus, the police and others, to kill those people. Yes. So naturally there will be a demand for those people that they should be tried, and they were tried. No, please.
But that's an individual punishment, not collective.
Let me finish. It was Awami League in general, they were involved in these things. All the ministers, all the members of the Awami League, they were involved. Personally or politically, we don't support these sort of things. But
you don't support the idea of a collective ban?
I don't support this sort of banning any political party. I told it when Jamaat Islam was also banned by the Awami League. I gave a statement also then at that time. This time also I said that banning a political party doesn't solve the problem. You'll have to identify the persons, the leaders who are responsible for the genocide, for the killing, and they should be tried. Now it has been found that Awami League as a party was responsible for the genocide. Awami League as a party was responsible for the killings.
No, so I'm saying, isn't that setting a very worrying precedent? Because that can be used to ban any party. It can even be used against you. Human Rights Watch said when you were in power, you were guilty, your government was guilty of torture, arbitrary detention, and excessive use of force against anti-government demonstrators. Yes, your government.
Our government.
Your government in 2001 and 6.
No, we don't believe that. We never accept
We're guilty of this?
No, it was never done. You cannot prove it, because we have never done such things in our tenure. We came to power for 5 times. It has never happened.
Mr. Alamgir.
I'm telling you very frankly, we never targeted any political person. We never, in fact, killed any political leader during our tenure. Nothing. We have not done that.
Okay, I just, for the benefit of our viewers, want to point out, Mr. Alamgir, that so far you have rejected virtually every UN International Human Rights Watchdog I have cited. You have rejected the testimony of FBI investigators. You say all of it is biased, all of it is false.
Yes.
You do understand that the optics of that could be not seen in the most positive way. But I want to move on, sir, to the other big emerging controversy, which is India's worsening ties with Bangladesh. Bangladesh wants India to deport Sheikh Hasina. So far, India has said no. Now, if the BNP were to come to power, how would you tackle this brewing crisis?
We have categorically requested even the Indian government to return Sheikh Hasina, because Sheikh Hasina now, she is convicted. We will try diplomatically to bring her back in Bangladesh and implement the execution.
But there is an argument to be made, isn't there, that you yourself were the beneficiary of this kind of safe haven, because Mr. Tarique Rahman was in England for almost 17 years. The climate, it could be argued, was not conducive for him to come back. England allowed him to stay on, and the same argument could be made about Sheikh Hasina, that India is giving a safe haven because the climate for her to return is not safe. She's not likely to find safety here. She's not likely to find fair trial here. And so the same argument that was made for Mr. Rahman can be made here.
No, these are not two same cases. Tarique Rahman was a victim of atrocities made by Hasina. Tarique Rahman had to stay back in London because the Indian government of Hasina, she issued a lot of cases against him, and it was almost impossible. He was convicted also for lifetime in some cases.
But sir, that's exactly Sheikh Hasina's defense as well. She also says, I've been wrongly framed and wrongly indicted.
The mere saying of Sheikh Hasina doesn't prove anything. The whole world has seen what Sheikh Hasina did in Bangladesh in 2024, July. So the case of Sheikh Hasina and Tarique Rahman, it cannot be compared.
Amnesty International actually says that the trial process, the charges against her is separate, but the manner in which the trial that was conducted, in which he was convicted, was unfair. That's the expression that they use.
Let me tell you very frankly, the lawyers, in fact, the prosecutors, they have categorically denied the charges made by this sort of
Amnesty International.
So
that's another international watchdog whose findings have been rejected. What happens, sir, if India flat out refuses to deport Sheikh Hasina? What will you do?
It depends. We'll again diplomatically try. We cannot do anything else, but we can try, and we can bring it even to the international community also.
I ask, sir, because there is a history here that when the BNP was last in power, the relationship with India was somewhat prickly. India accused the Bangladesh government of becoming safe haven for anti-India extremists. And again, India is raising that same concern that since the exit of Sheikh Hasina, Bangladesh has become a hub of anti-Indian extremism.
May I ask you one question, if you please answer if you don't mind. If India is very comfortable when Hasina is here as in the government, because at that time the problems doesn't arise. So India tried always to defend Hasina and tried also to make it possible that Hasina stays in power. Do you mean to say that?
No, I'm asking you, India's accusation that when the BNP and the Jamaat were in power, Bangladesh had become a hub of anti-India extremism. Do you accept that?
That's a lame excuse. That was not the exact
You reject that? You reject that allegation?
Of course.
And do you think that it's possible to rebuild bridges with India? Because you did see the Indian foreign minister. He came down when Begum Khalida Zia passed. He brought a letter of condolences from Prime Minister Modi.
That's a very good thing, very good gesture from the Indian government and from the Indian foreign minister. And that has also created a sort of hope that the relationship between the two countries will definitely improve if BNP comes into power.
Right. I want to end by asking you, Mr. Alamgir, and I want to ask this question directly, that this is a tense and challenging time for Bangladesh. Does Mr. Tarique Rahman, who is away for almost 2 decades, does he have the capacity to lead the country at this time?
Of course.
Should he win?
He has all the capacity to lead the country, because he was here in politics in Bangladesh before he left the country. And he was very much involved with the party and with the activities, political activities here in Bangladesh. So he has that experience also. And the last 2 decades, he was deeply connected with the party and the people, virtually. You must be knowing that he was always in touch.
All right. Well, let's see how it plays out. But thank you very much indeed, Mr. Alamgir,
Thank you.
for talking to us and taking our questions.
Thank you.